Hey, what's up? What's going on, Bulls? What's happening? It's Coach Harold. And hey, really quick, I want to pop on just to do a video uh, to kind of remind you of some things about, about what we're going to be doing, remind you of some plays, and kind of give you just an overview. So parents, definitely watch this with your player before our first game. That's the plan. Please watch this with them. Haven't watched this because I just want to give you guys a refresher because, we have about some new guys on that team. So this will kind of give you a refresher of everything. First thing, there's some things I want to remind you of. Then I'm gonna go over the plays with you and kind of walk you through those again. But just to remind you, first thing is that in this Mansfield Fieldhouse League, like a lot of us came from the well, all of us did, came from the YMCA. And I think most of us, except one player, all played in the 7 and 8-year-old league in the summer. And so it's a big difference, you go from 8-foot goals to 10-foot goals. You're going from small basketball court to a regulation size basketball court. So you're going from not being able to steal the ball in the 7 and 8 Y to over here, we can steal the ball. So you can steal the ball. I want to say it again. If someone's dribbling the ball in front of you, steal the ball, right? However, we have 5 fouls, just like you did at the Y. So that's why you got to play good defense, but you can steal the ball. When someone's dribbling, of course, you can always steal it if it's in the air as well. Also, we can play pressure defense, meaning that in the first half, we got to play half-court defense. So if we make a shot or we shoot the ball and they get the rebound, we got to go back to the half-court line, just like the 7 and 8-year-old Y was, right? But the difference is we can double team, we can trap. That's why we went over some of the stuff at practice. I'm going to talk about it again in a minute. But we can press. But in the second half, if we can do full court pressure, meaning that we can pressure the ball throughout. Now, we didn't do a lot of full court pressure in the last practice. We will as we go throughout this fall season, because this is the big adjustment for all of us going to the field house, which is going to be good. Second half, we can have full court pressure on them. So we can come all the way and do the full court pressure on them. All right. So also, a couple of things. We shoot regulation free throw lines as well. What else? We play 4 10-minute quarters. And I'm going to substitute like real basketball, not like the Y and the 7 and 8 where you have to substitute by quarters. Here, I'm going to substitute throughout the game. So we're going to be coming in and out throughout the game. So which is really awesome. There's more real basketball that way. Anything else that thinking of right off the top? I think that's it for the different changes and rules. Of course, it's going to be on multiple courts. So you got to focus, guys. You got to pay attention to your court because there are going to be games going on multiple courts. You're going to hear whistles going on other courts. So you got to keep playing until you hear the whistle on our court. Don't stop unless the referee on our court says stop, unless myself or Coach Marcus says stop. But we want to keep playing. Because don't stop playing when you hear a whistle, because it could be a whistle from another court, then somebody can get an easy shot. So you got to focus on our game and keep playing until we say stop, 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 or something like that. All right. So what I want to do, and that's really some of the biggest changes, right? So what I want to do really quick is kind of walk through our plays again. All right. Walk through our plays. And I want to also talk about defense and offense. All right. So first, just as a reminder, I'm gonna give you a reminder, some things that we went over with a couple of our practices. First, let me do offensive plays, and I'll do defense. All right. So offense, okay, let's do offense first. Let's go. First play here, let me share with you, is the fours play. This is our inbounds play, right? So you'll see me holding the card every time we take the ball out, especially around the basket. Like say if we're around, say this is our basket right here. If we're taking the ball out anywhere around here, doesn't matter. This side the court, this side the court, this side the court, this side the court. We want to do fours. it won't matter so much way out here for taking the ball out because the defense is going to be by the goal. But anytime we're taking the ball out close to our basket, we want to line up in fours. Now, just to remind you how this works. All right, just to remind you how this works. We get in an alignment. So let me make this look bigger. All right, cool. All right. How this works is we get in alignment of 4-player stack. We have one guy taking it out, right? So let's say this is our goal. And let's say that, I wish I had more room over here. But all right, let's say that we're going to take it out right here. So by fours, we have our inbounds person who's going to take it out. This is a person who's throwing the ball in, right? And then we have our stack. So we have our first player, our second player. Oops. We got player. We have our first player, our second player, our third player, and our fourth player. Now, our fourth player is going to be our center most of the time. So it's going to be Tristan, because the fourth player sets picks. Also, we may alternate with some other guys, with Caleb, with Ace, different things like that, because this person here is crucial to setting the pick. So as a reminder, we always go in the opposite direction of our basket. So this is our basket right here. This is our goal. This is where we're shooting at. So the inbounds person says down, said hut. That's our keyword. We go stop the ball, say down, said hut. So we throwing people off. The first person curls around this way and goes to the basket. All right. And the play is designed for our player to throw a bounce pass to player one. And player one goes to shoot a layup. And when player four steps out this way and sets a screen on the person who's holding player one, because most likely person holding player one is going to chase player one. That's the design with that play. But also, there's some other things done here, also done as well in this play. Player two in the stack. Once player one passes him by, and he counts 2 seconds, player one passes him by, player two counts 1, 2. Then he also goes and curls out as well, because player one might be covered. So he curls out. Once these 2 players are gone, player three goes out this way. So if player one and player two are both covered, then the inbounds person is throwing the ball to player three. All right. Then once the inbounds person throws the ball in, you come in the court of play. So that's fours. So if we do the same thing on this side, let's say we line up on this side. All right. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. The difference is now, instead of us going to the right, we're going to the left, because remember, we go in the opposite direction of the basket. That throws off the defense. So same thing. Player one is going to curl out this way and go right here and look for the bounce pass from the inbounds person to shoot an easy layup. Once he does that again, once he goes around and passes player four comes over here and sets the screen on player one's defender. Then again, player two waits 2 seconds after player one is gone, and then player two curls around and comes out right here. Player three will wait once player one and player two are both gone. We'll go right here. Now, initially, I'm probably gonna tell you guys how to line up. I want to make sure I got Tristan, probably an ace. It's probably it's gonna be setting the initial picks. So because they're bigger guys or whatnot. And so it probably has some, but that's how that works. So that's how four. So every time we're gonna inbounce the ball, but the same thing, we're over here. All right, and same thing, we're over here. So anywhere close to the basket, we're gonna run forwards at the inbounds play. If we're way out here, you guys are spread out. We're spread out, and we're going to throw the ball to our point guard. Initially, our point guard is probably going to be Caleb, Marcus, Zayden. As far as the guys, point guards handling the ball, the shooting guards would probably be like Hayden, Preston, and then Caleb for the shooting guards. The other Caleb, we call Bubba, with the glasses, Bubba, and then our centers, Tristan, centers and forwards, Tristan, Ace, and whatnot. All right, so that's how fours work. All right, that's fours. Now let's look at the other play that we run is, a 2, and that's simply just a pick and roll. Pick and roll. We did this a couple of times. It's basically like a 2-man game, pick and roll. So, for example, we have our forward over here, another forward over here, and we have another guard here. So forward is our wing players and our shooting guard out here. We're going to have, it's a 2-man play. So it's going to be player 1 going to be here, our point guard, and player 2 is going to be our big man, right? So we come down, player 1, which is the point guard, calls the play 2, and you dribble down. Once you dribble down, player 2 comes up and line up to set the pick on player 1's defender, and you go behind the screen, go to the back of our player. So say, for example, say this is the screen set in this way, then player 1, of course. Hold on, let me fix that. All right, let's go back. All right, so player 2 comes here, and you're going to dribble to him. We want to set the screen around the top of the key. Top of the key is right here, the circle part, by the 3-point line. Oh, I forgot to mention that too. 3-pointers count in this league. So if you shoot a shot behind the 3-point line and it goes in, we get 3 points. So 3-pointers count. I forgot to mention that as well. 3-pointers do count. All right. But as far as this play here, again, pick and roll. So player 2 will come up, set the screen right there on player 1's defender, then player 1 would simply go behind the screen, go to the basket, and then after player 1 goes to the basket, player 2, you roll to the basket as well, because player 1 could throw you a bounce pass for a layup. It's called pick and roll. You set the screen, which is a pick. You make sure you set, you stay there. Player 1 has to wait until our offensive player is still. Then you move. Then you both go to the basket, and player 1 could go all the way to the basket and shoot the layup if it's open. If player 1 is covered because another defender comes over there, he looks to pass the ball to the center who's rolling as well. So pick and roll. Once our players go to the basket, if you on the wing, you come in for the rebound. Point guard, you stay out here to play defense, just in case, to avoid a fast break. All right. So again, basketball is about spacing. We do not crowd this lane here. See this lane here? All this stuff here, this square, this rectangle, that's called the lane. We do not crowd that lane. We need space. So you need spacing on the court at all times. Also, you cannot stay in this lane more than 5 seconds anyway at a time, and they will call a penalty. So very important. All right, that's how we do that play there. On pick and roll, I'm probably gonna call it the 2 players. I'll say Caleb and Ace. Then I may say Marcus and Tristan, right? And so those are the ones for pick and roll. All right. Also, be willing to set screens for your player throughout the game. If you see one of the players from the other team playing really aggressive defense on our guy, and our guy can't get around him so much, go there, go up to her and set a screen on that player. Like, you don't have to wait for coach to tell you to do this, but don't look just for the ball, just to shoot. We want the best shot for our team. So if you see somebody playing really close to one of our players and they're dribbling down, go over there and set a screen on that player, on that defender. So it gives our player space. So be willing to set screens throughout to help our teammates. All right, offensively. Let's talk about the other plays. The give and go, which is a very simple play. Give and go. I may call it green light or number 5. Very simple concept. You give the ball to your teammate, then you go to the basket. Also, I showed you how to do that in the formation that we call 5 out. So let's go over that real quick as well. Let me share my screen again. Right. Oops. Look at that. All right. So the concept of give and go is very simple. There's different ways we can run it. I'm going to teach you another way throughout the season, but initially we want to be aware. You always want to be moving in basketball. Basketball is about spacing. Like I said, we never want to crowd this lane. We never want to be here. We got this whole lane crowded, right? We don't need everybody here. That's right. There's too much congestion. So we got to have space in basketball because space gives us passing lanes to pass the ball to one another. Because we want the best shot. We want the best shot. You get 2 points for making layups, just like you get 2 points for making a shot out here. You get 2 points for making a shot out here. You get 2 points for making a shot out here. It's still 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. This is the best shot for the layup. Now, of course, right here is 3 points, 3 points, right? But we want the best shot for our team, all right? If you don't shoot the best shots, if you shoot a lot of bad shots, if you come out and just want to shoot all the time, then you're gonna be sitting next to the coaches on the bench because we look for team ball here. All right. So let's talk about 5 out or green go or give and go. 5 out simply want spacing, so we want to be out here. We got 1 players, 1, 1, 1, 1. And again, as I mentioned, in practice, we want 2 passes. So if player 1 passes the ball over here, then player 2 has an option to either throw it to this person over here. If you do, then you cut to the basket, and this person you look for him for a layup. All right. Also, we can pass the ball over here. You can pass the ball back and then cut to the basket, right? So we want at least 2 passes on this play to give and go. Again, you want to be constantly moving. We can throw the ball. We can come down and we can throw the ball over here. Then we throw the ball back to player 1, and you cut to the basket and you look for the bounce pass. Safe passes or bounce passes, right? So, but the point is that we give the ball to our teammate, we go to the basket. And also something else I want to point out, guys. Basketball, you want to be constantly moving. You know, a lot of times I say do U's. You know, one of our plays, the third play, number 3 is a U, right? Where you kind of go down here and you set the screen. But you want to constantly be moving in basketball. Don't stay in the same space. Move around. So if I'm on a wing here, I can run to one side of the wing over here. The other wing can, guess what? Crisscross and run to this side of the wing. You want to be constantly moving. And if I'm on this side, I can run a U, right? Then if I'm on this side here, guess what? I can run another U and come to this side. So you want to be constantly moving, running U's. Do not stay stagnant because that makes it too easy for the defense to stop you. So constantly move. So if I'm on the baseline, run the baseline back and forth. Switch sides, right? If I'm on these out here, I can just run U's. I can just do U's to change positions and look for the open man. So give and go, you pass it to your teammate, right? You go to the basket, your teammate, you pass it back to him. We want to run that give and go. All right. Let's see. And of course, number three is our back screen play, where kind of, as I mentioned, we running U's, so we got a player right here. We got a player right here. We got player 1, player 2, and we got another player. Oh, and then oh no, my bad. We got our bigger man, one of our forwards and our centers. So for example, say it could be Tristan and Ace, right? And then we have our other player out here for making space. And then the player's design, say one has the ball right here, player 1, and the shot is for player 2. Well, player 2 run, you do a U, come around his baseline. When you come over here, player over here comes out, you set the screen on player 2's man. And then player 1 come over here, pass, got the shot, right? Vice versa, you can do the same thing, running to the other side. You can be over here, and same thing there. We can have the player run back screen, get the pass, shot, right there. So the key thing is setting the back screen. So our guys down low, you set the back screen on that man, then you look for the open pass. And so that's play number 3. All right, so we got 3, 4, 5, and we got 2. And the other play that we ran that we might contest, and everybody from the Bulls, the previous Summer League Bulls, know this play. It's called corners. Basically, this play here is just simply designed to get our guys open shots. So basically with corners, we have our guard, our 1 guard coming down, 1 or 2. Then it's called play number 1, which is corners. And basically the other 4 guys, you just run to a corner, and they get spacing. Then this person here has one-on-one move where you try to beat his defender one-on-one, right, to the basket. Once he goes to the basket, you guys here down low, you go to the basket here because he could pass you the ball if he's covered. A lot of times what happen, he'll drive here in the lane, he'll get double covered, he could pass you guys the ball. So once someone's going to shoot the ball, always crash the boards. Always go to the backboard looking for the rebound. All right, always if you're close to the basket. We'll have one person who'll hang out over here to play defense. That way it stops the team from getting a fast break. But if you're close to the basket, when someone goes to the basket, always go to the basket to get a rebound because they might miss the shot or they might pass you the ball, but you got to be close to the basket. So it's like the 5 plays. Like I said, we'll practice more. That's the 5 offensive plays. And then just as a reminder on defense, just as a reminder on defense, we want to initially we'll play man-to-man. You just hold your man. If somebody gets beat man-to-man, it's okay to help out, right? You don't have to stay with your man the whole time. You can come off your man and help out. Let me give you an example. Say this is the other team, right? And say that this is us, right? And say this is the other team here, they're right here. And say if that's oops. All right, say this is us. This is us playing man-to-man. Let's say here they got a man who can dribble real good, and he beats our man to the basket. Hey, if you're right here, come off your man and pick him up. Don't let him just shoot a layup. All right. So if our man gets beat, help out. Switch defenders. It's okay to switch. All right. It's okay to do that. Also, it's okay to switch if it's a pick and roll. If they do a pick and roll on us, like we do a pick and roll, switch defenders. So for example, if this is us, and say this is them, and say this is them, and they're setting the pick on our man there, and we got another your defender who's holding this man here who's setting the pick. Our man's going to get picked because why? They're going this way. Well, if you're right here, just come and pick them up. Just pick them up. Just switch players. So they set a pick on your man, switch out on him. Then you can always switch back if you need to. But just don't let the man run wild and get an easy layup. So you switch out, help out. Again, we're playing help out defense. It's okay to double team. It's okay to help out. And something else that I went over in practice was the trapping, half court trap, because we can't do full court pressure in the second half. We'll work on that throughout the year. Basically, we'll just come down and pressure players, but we can do the half court trap right now. So when someone, say if they coming down, right? So let's say this is them, right? And this is us playing our defense. Again, we want to trap them. A lot of times we want to try to trap in these corners, because you trap them in these corners, they got no place to go. But either way, we want to trap. Now, this trap play, I'm going to call it fire. When I say fire, that's for us to go and double team the man with the ball. So the man coming down with the ball, we got one defender here, we got another defender here. I want you to come over and double team this man, right? And make sure you have active hands up. Whenever you go to play defense, your hands have to be up. Defense wins games, right? Hands got to be up. If your hands are down, that's not going to work. Your hands have to be up. You got to be playing great defense, active hands up. So when I say fire, that's when you're going to trap the man with the ball, right? And our goal will be try to either trap him in this corner or trap him in this corner. But when I say fire, you come off the one who's closest to our teammate. So if you're right here holding the man and this man come down with the ball, I say fire, you go double team and trap him and have active hands. All right. Because again, you can steal the ball. If you can steal the ball, steal it. If you're strong enough, take it from him, pull it from him, right? But you want to have active hands and trap him to make him pick up the ball and make him get a turnover. So, and we'll work on a 1-3-1 trap more in practice. You know, we went over it briefly, but I want you guys to get used to that, right? And understanding when I say fire, that means double team that man. Double team. I say fire. You go and double team that man. All right. And just as a reminder, you know, once we do the 1-3-1 trap, which, you know, we'll work on that. You know, we have our one player here. Then of course we have 3 here. Then we have our player here going in the basket, so that way they don't get an easy layup. But again, if the team, if they come over here, right, and the guy's dribbling this way, you want to come over here and trap, right here, trap them right there in the corner. If somebody's over here and they're dribbling this way, we want to come over here and trap. Another person want to come down here and trap. All right. So we want to make sure that when I say fire, that we're trapping them. All right. And a big man, a center here, you stay right there because we want to make sure that they don't get an easy layup on us. All right. All right. So that's good for now. I just want to make this as a refresher for you guys. So watch this a couple times. We want good passes. Something we're doing the next practice as well is passing the ball. So if you get a rebound, say you get a rebound and we got a good fast break, look up for your teammate, but make sure it's a good pass. So say you do get a rebound, right? Say you get a rebound here and we got a teammate here, we got a teammate here, where we got a teammate here, another teammate here. Go ahead and pass it here. You pass it here, then you cut. Even if you know, we want to be moving the ball. If they double team us, we want to be passing the ball. If they trap us, we want to be passing the ball. The way you beat traps, the way you beat double team is with passing the ball. It's not by trying to dribble through it. So we want to pass the ball. We want easy basket. We want fast breaks. That's one thing we got a lot of in our time in the YMCA leagues. There's a lot of fast break because our guys breaking out and we pass the ball. We don't try to dribble the ball up. If it's a fast break, we pass it, and we want the best shot. So I just want to make this for you really quick. Go ahead and watch it a couple times, and I can't wait to see you guys. Let's have a great game for a great fall season. Any questions, let me know. Let's go get it. All right, go Bulls.